you've been struggling with bloating, food sensitivities, or mystery inflammation, you may have leaky gut. And in this video, I'm going to give you a simple explanation as to what leaky gut is, some of the symptoms associated with leaky gut that you may be experiencing, how you got leaky gut in the first place, and how to treat it. Hi, I'm Lauren Grace, co-founder of Healus, and the reason I'm making this video today is I have found that most of the information online about how to treat leaky gut is actually pretty outdated at this point. They're still recommending things like probiotics and glutamine, which is fine, they're okay, but we have newer methods now, things called postbiotics, which are much more effective at treating and managing leaky gut. So first, let's just start with what leaky gut is. Leaky gut refers to the intestinal permeability in your intestines. Your intestines are lined with a single layer of epithelial cells. It's a very thin wall that's held together by something called tight junction proteins. And tight junction proteins, their job is to allow good nutrients to pass through the wall into your bloodstream, and then close again. That's their job. Now, sometimes these tight junction proteins don't work very well, and in addition to letting nutrients pass through the wall, they begin to let partially digested food, toxins, bacteria, things that are not supposed to be outside of your intestines, leak through and get into your bloodstream. Now, when that happens, your immune system sees these particles as foreign invaders and attacks them. And when this continues to happen over time, it can begin to wreak havoc on your bodies. So some of the things associated with leaky gut are digestive disorders, autoimmune disease, food allergies and sensitivities, joint pain, skin issues such as eczema and psoriasis, nutrient deficiencies, and brain fog and mood changes. Now, in order to properly address leaky gut, you want to understand what caused it in the first place. And these are things like poor diet, stress. Your microbiome could be imbalanced. Maybe you were just on a round of antibiotics and that threw off the bacteria in your gut. If you already have inflammatory bowel disease, that can create a lot of extra inflammation that damages that gut lining, and having an overload of chemicals and toxins in general. Now, the first step to addressing leaky gut is really to manage some of those lifestyle issues that caused it in the first place. So look at your diet. Do you have excess processed food? Do you have excess alcohol? Start cutting out things like that. I know stress is rampant in today's world, but anything you can do to help manage and lower your stress is going to help, well, it's going to help your whole body, but it'll especially help your gut. And you want to do your best to try and cut back your exposure of excess chemicals and toxins. Again, not something that's easy in today's world, but do your best to lower your toxic load. And by taking those measures, you basically create a baseline. So you're not actively contributing to the problem anymore. And now you can begin to take measures to actually heal and repair that gut lining. And we're going to do this with something called postbiotics. Now, you have probably heard of prebiotics and probiotics, but postbiotics might be new to you. Postbiotics are made up of short-chain fatty acids called butyrate. And butyrate is produced in your gut through a fermentation process. So butyrate is something that your body makes naturally, but if you have leaky gut, that is a very good indication that you do not have enough butyrate. And this is where supplementing with postbiotics like butyrate can be a game changer. So one of butyrate's main jobs is to strengthen and repair the gut lining. Butyrate is the food and the fuel for the cells that make up the gut lining. Those cells actually rely on butyrate as their primary source of energy to continue to grow and stay strong. And when we talk about those tight junction proteins and making sure they're working properly, butyrate helps to regulate this by lowering this protein called zonulin. Zonulin can disrupt these tight junction proteins, and zonulin is one of the reasons why these tight junction proteins begin to malfunction in the first place. So butyrate helps to keep zonulin levels in check in the gut. Butyrate also helps to increase the mucosal layer of the gut lining. And having that mucosal layer is really important in protecting that thin gut lining. One of the main jobs of butyrate is also to lower inflammation in the intestines, which this is especially helpful for anyone with an inflammatory bowel disease, but also helpful in protecting that gut lining. The lower the inflammation, the less wear and tear on that gut lining. And butyrate helps to support a balanced microbiome. By lowering inflammation in the gut, butyrate helps to create a healthy gut environment where your beneficial bacteria can thrive, And butyrate also helps to increase gut diversity, so having a balanced microbiome with enough variety of beneficial bacteria to make sure that everything is working in harmony. So when we're talking about leaky gut specifically, when we're talking about actually repairing leaky gut, correcting any imbalance that was there to begin with, and strengthening your gut lining, butyrate's going to be your #1 thing that you want to supplement with. Like, yes, you can take probiotics just to support your microbiome. You can take things like glutamine, which helps to lower inflammation, which is nice, but butyrate's going to be the only thing that's actually getting in there and repairing and strengthening that gut lining. And since postbiotics are relatively new to the marketplace, there's not really a lot of information out there on how to supplement with butyrate for leaky gut. But at Healus, we've actually been using postbiotics like butyrate in our practice for over 20 years. In fact, we had to import them from Europe because they were not available in this country at all. So we have a lot of experience on treating leaky gut with butyrate. Now, when it comes to supplementing with butyrate, the thing you need to know is that butyrate comes in different forms. You can have powdered butyrate in the form of a sodium butyrate or a calcium magnesium butyrate, or you can do something called Tributyrin. And Tributyrin is going to be your most bioavailable form of butyrate. And what that means is that it's more stable, it's absorbed better, and it's more potent overall. So at Healus, we've developed a product called the Complete Biotic, which uses liquid Tributyrin in a capsule. Tributyrin does come in powdered and liquid. The reason we go with liquid Tributyrin is because powdered Tributyrin only comes in like 30 to 60% purity, whereas liquid Tributyrin is 97%. So that just means more potent, more pure. You're getting more of that butyrate into your system. We also use a patented delayed release capsule. This ensures that when you take the capsule, none of it actually breaks down in the stomach acid, and it doesn't begin to open up until it reaches your intestines, and that's where you want that butyrate. You want that butyrate repairing that gut lining. You don't want it being lost to stomach acid. So in addition to taking our postbiotic to help treat leaky gut, remember to watch your diet. Make sure that you're not eating inflammatory foods, that you're not drinking a lot. Up your fiber, that always helps. So upping your fiber, especially prebiotic fiber, is going to be really helpful when it comes to leaky gut. Do your best to manage stress. I know it's not easy, but try and take little mental health breaks throughout the day to lower those stress levels. And try and reduce your exposure to excess chemicals and toxins. Now, postbiotics have benefits well beyond the gut. They are good for your brain, your liver, your skin, even your heart. So as you are treating leaky gut, you are going to help support so many other systems in your body as well. And if you want more information about Healus's Complete Biotic, you can find that in the link below. And if you have any questions about leaky gut or postbiotics in general, please leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to make another video on them. Thank you so much for watching and have a beautiful day.